Forget New Year, New You. This season is about slowing down, locking the doors, and cozying up at home with the one you really want to do nothing with. Your dog. After the holiday chaos, those quiet nights with a blanket, a podcast, and your pup feel like the reset you actually need. Ollie helps make those moments easier with fresh protein-packed meals made from real human-grade ingredients, so your dog can enjoy some quality comfort food too. Choose from 5 recipes and get a personalized plan for your dog's needs. Meals arrive perfectly proportioned with a scoop and storage container, so serving is fast and mess-free. And with Ollie's in-app on-demand health screenings, supporting your dog is easy, ensuring more cuddles for many years to come. Visit ollie.com/truecrime and use code TRUECRIME for 60% off your first box.
If you followed college football closely between 2014 and 2016, there was one name you likely didn't miss.
What a day it's been for Travis Rudolph. Makes a move. Inside the 15. Slides down at the 11.
Twisting and turning and making the catch underneath. Here's Rudolph. Staying in bounds. Dive to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Florida State.
At 19 years old, Travis Rudolph had made a name for himself in football, becoming a 5-star recruit out of high school for Florida State University as a wide receiver. He was known for being an impeccable teammate, and his kindness shined on and off the field. Travis went viral in 2016 when a local visit to a middle school turned into an opportunity to show a young kid kindness. A photo of Travis sitting and eating lunch with a young boy who had been seated all by himself spread across the internet. The child, Bo Paskey, had been diagnosed with autism at an early age and had spent every lunchtime seated alone until Travis walked in. This is from ABC News.
Meet 11-year-old Bo Paskey, who finds himself eating alone here in the school cafeteria yet again.
I have autism, so I usually sit alone at lunch, and then Travis Rudolph just came up to me and said, "Hey, can I sit down with you?"
Travis Rudolph is the rest of this happy picture. The football star from Florida State was visiting children at Montford Middle School, happened to need lunch, and saw exactly where he needed to sit.
The quick snap, taken by Bo's mom, Leah, spread like wildfire. She expressed her appreciation for Travis in a Facebook post from 2016. Quote, "I'm not sure what exactly made this incredibly kind man share a lunch table with my son, but I'm happy to say that it will not soon be forgotten. This is one day I didn't have to worry if my sweet boy ate lunch alone because he sat across from someone who is a hero in many eyes. Travis Rudolph, thank you so much. You made this mama exceedingly happy and have made us fans for life." Travis would forego his senior year of college and enter the 2017 draft. He would later be signed with the New York Giants as an undrafted free agent. He played in 7 games with the team and eventually signed with the Miami Dolphins before a knee injury ended his time in the NFL. By 2021, he had signed on to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as a part of the Canadian Football League. But before he could make the trip there, the bright lights of the stadium would fade, and Travis would be in the news once again, but for a completely different kind of story.
911, what's your emergency?
I just heard a ton of shots behind me.
I just heard shots fired.
It sounded like 10 gunshots.
It's a guy out here saying that he's just been shot.
This is Jillian in partnership with Law and Crime. You are listening to Court Junkie, episode 246. On the night of April 6th, 2021, Travis Rudolph had been hanging out with his girlfriend, Dominique Jones. It was the off-season, and Travis was back home in Florida, enjoying his home, his friends, and his family. He had spent the previous month in Miami, rehabbing his knee, and the couple was finally able to reunite at his West Palm Beach home to spend some quality time together. Both Travis's mother, Linda Rudolph, and brother, Daryl DJ Rudolph Jr., also lived at the home. The reunion between Travis and Dominique didn't go as planned. According to Dominique, she had heard that Travis cheated on her while he was in Miami, and at one point during their evening together, she checked his phone. He had given her his password when they officially became a couple, and she had written it down in her notes app. While he was in another part of the house, curiosity got the best of her, and she opened his phone.
When you entered Mr. Rudolph's phone with the passcode that he had provided you, did you see anything that caused you concern for your relationship?
Yes.
And what did you see?
I seen stuff.
I know you might not want to get into the details because obviously this is very personal, but did you see evidence of cheating?
Yes.
Are we talking about text messages, videos, other things?
Everything.
When Travis returned to the room, she confronted him, and the two began arguing. Their argument escalated, and Dominique alleged that Travis would not let her leave the house. She smashed his PlayStation, console, and phone, and the argument eventually spilled out onto the front yard. Dominique would later say that Travis became verbally abusive and began attacking her looks and calling her a bitch. She said at one point, Travis manhandled her to the point where she fell to the ground.
How did that make you feel?
I was furious.
She said she then smashed Travis's car window with a brick she found. Eventually, after grabbing her belongings, she left. Later, around midnight, doorbell camera footage showed Dominique's brother, Keyshawn Jones, arriving at the house with 3 friends, Sebastian Jean-Jacques, Tyler Robinson, and Chris Lowe. They pounded on the door and waited for Travis to emerge. When Travis came out, a fight broke out. And then, as the group was driving away, gunshots could be heard. 39 of them, to be exact. The car sped off, and one witness to the incident would later allege that they saw Travis running after the car, firing a gun. Blocks away, the car broke down from the damage from the gunfire.
Fire rescue was located.
It's West Palm, 40th and Broadway. See a male shot. He's not moving.
"21-year-old Sebastian Jean-Jacques died from a gunshot wound at the scene where the car broke down, blocks away from Travis Rudolph's home. Tyler Robinson was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, eventually making a full recovery after being shot in the hip. Keyshawn Jones gave Travis's name to the police, naming him as the shooter, and Travis was promptly arrested. A 9mm gun belonging to one of the 4 men was found nearby after the incident, but all the bullet casings at the scene belonged to Travis's gun. Travis was charged with first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder. When police arrived at his home to arrest him, he invoked his right to a lawyer, but one person in his home blurted out that the shooting was in self-defense. According to a probable cause affidavit, the 4 men who showed up to Travis's home claimed to be unarmed and arrived with the intent to simply speak to Travis about the argument between him and Dominique. Travis was held without bail until his first court appearance, and he was dropped as a player for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Throughout the following year, Travis would insist that on the night of April 7, 2021, he was trying to defend himself in his home, but he wouldn't speak with detectives. His legal team said it was a matter of the Stand Your Ground law. The bill, which was adopted in 2005, permitted that people could use deadly force if they believed it was necessary to prevent death or bodily harm to themselves or to others. The state does not require that people go to a place of safety instead. To utilize the law, 2 aspects of the case needed to be proven. Travis would have to prove that deadly force was necessary to prevent death or bodily harm. And in addition, he could also present that he was merely defending his own residence, vehicle, or property. If successful, the charges would be dropped, and Travis would be immune from prosecution. The hearing lasted for months, from November 2021 to March 2022, when Circuit Judge Jeffrey Gillen announced his decision. Judge Gillen sided with prosecutors and denied Travis the ability to use the stand your ground law defense. He said he based that decision on forensics, bullet trajectory, and video from the doorbell camera on Travis's home. Given all the circumstances at the time the defendant began shooting, the appearance of continuing danger was not so real that a reasonably cautious and prudent person under the same circumstances would have believed that the danger could be avoided only through the use of deadly force, he explained. According to the Palm Beach Post back in 2022, this was the second case that year under Judge Gillen in which he denied the use of the stand your ground law. On April 4th, 2022, 3 days shy of a year after the incident, Travis bonded out of jail. He paid $160,000 and was placed under house arrest at his West Palm Beach home. As part of the agreement, he wasn't allowed to have any contact with the 3 men or his ex-girlfriend. Travis was also ordered to turn all the firearms he owned into the Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies within 24 hours of being released from jail. Travis remained under house arrest until May 24, 2023, when his trial began. State Attorney Richard Clausey gave a short opening statement for the prosecution.
Murder begins when self-defense ends. Now, that was a simple sentence said many, many years ago, but that simple sentence perfectly encapsulates why this defendant right there, Travis Rudolph, is sitting in the chair that he's sitting in. The reason he's sitting in that chair is because just after midnight on April 7th, 2021, he took it upon himself to take out a semi-automatic rifle-like weapon, pursue 4 boys that were leaving the area of his home, and as those boys were trying to leave the situation that had occurred minutes before, this defendant used that weapon and fired 39 times. 39 times into the car that they were in that was trying to leave.
He said the facts and evidence are going to be clear.
That he was not on defense. He was on offense. He was not under attack. He was on the attack. And that's exactly why he's in that chair.
He argued that the 4 boys had parked a distance from Travis's home, 300 feet to be exact, and that none of them displayed a weapon that evening. They had just wanted to talk to Travis about the argument he had earlier with Dominique. He said it was Travis who was willing to come outside and speak with them, and that it was Travis who started a fist fight in the front of his home. He told the jury that after the fight was over, there was no imminent threat of danger because all 4 guys were retreating to their vehicle. Meanwhile, he said Travis went into his house and emerged with a semi-automatic rifle-like weapon.
The fight was over. You're going to see on the video, those 4 boys are leaving. They are leaving. They are walking back to the car they parked 300 feet away from his house. Walking this way, all the way down. Are we going to learn that the defendant stayed in his yard? Are we going to learn that the defendant went back into his house? Are we going to learn the defendant grabbed his mother and brought her in the house? No. What we're going to learn is this defendant pursues them that entire 300 feet all the way down to their car. All the way. What we're also going to learn is during that fist fight, nary a shot fired. No shots were fired during that fist fight. No shots were fired as the defendant is following them with a semi-automatic rifle-like gun as they're trying to get back to their car.
He said Travis fired into the side and back of the vehicle. The defense took a longer time to present their case. They argued that Dominique Jones had actually set the entire event into motion and that Travis was in his right to defend himself and his family.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. The evidence is going to show that on April 6th of 2021, Dominique Jones, a woman scorned, set a series of events that ended in a tragedy and forced Travis Rudolph to act in self-defense. Her rage and jealousy set this entire thing in motion. That's what the evidence is going to show.
Defense attorney Heidi Perlett said that although Travis fired guns at a gun range, he had never used them in a real-life situation before April 7th, when he was forced to defend his life and the life of his family members. She told the jury that Travis and Dominique had been together for about a year and a half, but their relationship was on the fritz. It began with his injury, but was escalated by Travis signing on to play football in Winnipeg. The distance would no doubt drive the two apart. He was set to begin his contract with the team the following month in May. On April 6, 2021, Travis came home from Miami, and the two of them decided to meet up for a movie later in the evening. They hung out at Travis's house, ran to the liquor store for drinks, and eventually returned to the home to play the card game Uno. Travis's brother arrived home and asked for Travis to look at something on his vehicle for a second. She said this is when Dominique found something on Travis's phone that set her off, a conversation between him and a girl named Kyla. But, Perlett told the jury, Dominique had been hiding something from Travis.
What you're going to hear, though, ironically, is she was married throughout their entire relationship and never told this man this. She was married to a guy named Andre Kishang, or Kishang, I don't know how to pronounce it, but never told him for a year and a half that she was married, sneaking behind her husband's back. You're going to hear that Miss Jones.
Sustained. Go ahead.
You're going to hear that Miss Jones didn't get a divorce until 2 months after his arrest.
Perlett told the jury that Travis never laid a hand on Dominique that night.
Dominique was so upset after she smashed his personal items, she storms out of the house. And you're going to see with your own eyes her demeanor, her behavior, what she did, because it's all captured on the Ring video camera at the house. You're going to see her storm out of the house. You're going to see with your own eyes her attacking and beating up Travis. Travis is like this. He does nothing to retaliate. He does not touch her. He doesn't hit her. He tells her to calm down. But he's mad. He'll tell you that. He's mad. She broke his PlayStation, hit him over the head, broke his phone. So what does he do? He gets into her ear and he starts telling her, Kyla has a better body than you. She's better looking than you. And this sets her off even more. She storms out of the house. You're going to see on the video that she trips and falls. She had some recent cosmetic surgery, but she pops right back up. He did not touch her. She claims, and she's going to tell you, and has made prior statements, that he picked her up off her feet and slammed her to the ground 2 times. That's not what you're going to see. You're going to see him backing off, not doing anything as she pounds him and beats him up. He's in her ear saying Kyla has a better body, Kyla's better looking than you, and this just enrages her even more and more.
She said when the fight finally ended, Dominique got into her car and called her younger brother, Keyshawn.
And she's crying and yelling and upset, tells him what happened. He slammed me to the ground. He disrespected me. I just had a cosmetic surgery. Keyshawn's now all riled up. She calls another friend of hers, who Keyshawn sees as a brother, close friend, Tyler Robinson, tells Tyler Robinson, he disrespected me. He slammed me to the ground 2 times. Come get him. She then sends a group text that you will see, to Keyshawn and Tyler Robinson. And she says, go shoot up his shit. Go shoot up his shit. And what does Keyshawn respond back to her and Tyler? He responds that Travis Rudolph is a dead man walking. Dead man walking. That's what he says.
According to Perlette, when the four men arrived at Travis's house, they were armed.
You're going to hear and see that when they went to Travis's house, they took Keyshawn's mother's black Cadillac. You're going to hear that Tyler Robinson was in the front seat. You're going to hear that Chris Lowe and Sebastian were in the back seat. All four men were armed. All four of them had guns. And you'll see evidence of that.
She told the jury that they intentionally parked several blocks away. She said they did that because it was midnight, dark, and they knew that Travis had cameras outside of the house. She said they never expected that a neighbor's camera would capture them parking there. She called it a sneak attack on Travis. She said the men could then be seen on camera doing something interesting.
You're going to see that they park the car, they get out of it, all four men pile out, they open the trunk of the car, and you're going to see Keyshawn Jones put his cell phone in the trunk. He takes his house keys, puts them in the trunk. Sebastian takes his cell phone, iPhone, expensive iPhones, puts it in the trunk, takes his backpack, puts it in the trunk. They put all their personal items in the trunk because they know they're going there for violence. They don't want their property to get destroyed. That's what the evidence is going to show. What do then? They pile back into the car, and then they creep up a little bit closer, another block towards Travis's house, but still almost 2 blocks away. Again, so that he doesn't see them coming, so that they can sneak up at the door, so they can catch him when he's off guard and do what they've been told to do, is to go shoot him. That's all on video. If you're only going to talk to someone, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And Keyshawn Jones is going to tell you that that's all he went there for. He wanted to talk. He wanted to have a peaceful chat with Travis, why he disrespected his sister. But he has no good answer why he needed his 4 brothers to go do that at midnight.
She told the jury they were there to shoot and kill Travis.
Tyler Robinson had his shirt on when he got there, as you just saw. But before Travis got out and his brother DJ came out, he ripped his shirt off, readying himself for a fight. They kept all their guns in the pockets because they knew there were cameras there. They couldn't pull them out right there. But when they moved the fight further away, they did. And you'll hear about that.
She said Sebastian forcibly banged on the door. Travis's brother first answered the door, and they demanded he get Travis. Travis heard the commotion and grabbed his gun, putting it on the couch before stepping outside.
He didn't run right out with the gun. He goes to the door, he steps outside, and the minute he stepped outside, you're going to hear that Tyler Robinson sucker punched him on the side of the face. And before he could do anything, all 4 men were on top of him, immediately attacking him, beating him up. He had no chance. He didn't run back in to get his gun and shoot. They were fighting. It was a big brawl. DJ then gets involved. He's trying to pull all 4 men off his brother. They start then attacking DJ. He doesn't go back in to get his gun. The brawl continues. You're going to hear that the fight continues down the lawn. They're attacking him, beating him up. Sebastian and Tyler are beating up Travis, 2-on-1, and you're going to hear from Travis that at that point, Tyler Robinson took out his gun, pointed it at him, threatening to kill him, and said, "It's demon time, it's demon time. You disrespected Dominique." It was only at that point that after Tyler Robinson pulled his gun that you're going to hear that Travis Rudolph got his.
She said when Travis saw the men jump back in the car and point their guns towards him, he knew he had to do something. She said it was either them or Travis and his brother. She pointed out that the men had plenty of time after the shooting to ditch their guns before calling 911. She told the jury that police investigated the incident for just 17 minutes before going to arrest Travis. Meanwhile, she said Dominique and her brother Keyshawn had plenty of time to get their stories straight before being interviewed by police in the early morning hours of April 7th. She said there were cell phone records that showed FaceTime calls between them. She said Tyler spoke with law enforcement and admitted to owning a 9mm gun. He said that everyone had talked after the shooting in the hospital room, and he alleged that Sebastian had encouraged him to bring his gun that night. He later denied giving these statements. She said Chris Lowe also gave statements to the police.
And in that sworn statement, he said, regarding the attack on Dominique, we had to address this. We weren't going to let this slide. We don't call the police. That's not how we operate. Right or wrong, we're helping Keyshawn. That's what brothers do. All four would back each other up to the end of the earth. And he's the one that said when Keyshawn gets mad, he puts on his hoodie, and he said Keyshawn always carries a gun.
It was later found that Dominique deleted text messages from her phone. They were recovered off Keyshawn's and Tyler's cell phones, which they had left in the car that night.
Keyshawn and his armed brothers were not noblemen. They weren't chivalrous. They didn't witness an attack on an innocent woman. They were vigilantes. They were four men who went there to retaliate and kill, just as they were ordered to do.
Keyshawn Jones was the first witness called to the stand. He was now 23 years old, a senior in college studying biology as a pre-med student and working 2 restaurant jobs. He considered Sebastian, Jean-Jacques, Tyler Robinson, and Chris Lowe his brothers. They had hung out every day, and he had known them for over 10 years. Keyshawn said that although he's not a gun enthusiast, he got his concealed weapons permit in 2021 and had since purchased 2 guns, one of which he sold to Tyler Robinson. He said that all of his friends were also close with his older sister Dominique and that they formed a little family. Keyshawn said that when Dominique began dating Travis Rudolph, he thought Travis was a fine match for his sister. They would often play video games online together. He said on the night of April 6th, 2021, Dominique had texted him that she and Travis had gotten into a fight and that Travis had slammed her during the altercation.
When you got that text message, did you immediately become angry at what your sister told you? Or about what your sister told you?
Not really immediate anger, more confusion. Because I really don't have a lot of information at this point. That's what she texted me. I still haven't seen her. I haven't heard from Travis either. So I'm more just confused. A little angry, but confused more.
He said he attempted to call and text Travis to get his side of the story, but never received a reply. He was skeptical about the allegations. He testified that Tyler Robinson had also received a call from Dominique about the fight, and that Tyler then invited Keyshawn over to his house. He was asked about another text message exchange he had with Dominique.
On April 6th at 10:14 p.m., you write, Travis is a dead man walking. Is that right?
Yes.
Why did you write that text message?
That's pretty much just hyperbole. I just wanted to, honestly, just calm my sister down, make her feel better, try to get her in a better headspace, but I didn't mean anything literal by that.
Travis is a dead man walking. I mean, that's pretty serious, don't you think?
Yes.
And you are telling the jury that you did it because you were trying to calm your sister down. Is that right?
Yes. Honestly, I feel like I wasn't threatening him directly. So it wasn't to the point where I'm telling him, when I see him, it's like this. But I was just saying that to my sister to calm her down.
She then responds to you at 10:15. You wrote that at 10:14 p.m. She then responds to you at 10:15 to you and Tyler. Please go shoot his shit up. Pardon my language. Just reading the text messages, ladies and gentlemen. What was that?
Hyperbole as well. My sister is it was a lot of emotion. She was really angry. was a lot of emotion between all of us.
Well, you're calling this hyperbole. Travis is a dead man walking. Go shoot his shit up. It's pretty inflammatory. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
When you write, Travis is a dead man walking, do you have any plans or do you have any intentions on going over to Travis's house and make him a dead man walking?
No.
Do you have any intentions on carrying out that what appears to be a threat in a text message?
No.
So you just wrote it to satisfy your sister?
Yes.
What did you think she was going to think by you saying that?
I knew for a fact that she wasn't going to think I was going to kill him. She knows me. She knows what type of person I am. And she knows I would never do something like that.
Keyshawn told the jury that he didn't go alone to Travis's house because Travis had put his hands on Dominique, and he was thinking Travis might do that to him too. He wanted his friends, his brothers, to go with him. He first went over to Tyler's house. Sebastian and Chris were also there, but he said he had not contacted them to help. He told the jury that he wasn't expecting an altercation with Travis, but said he was more expecting an apology. He said he left his gun at home in his room and said there was no discussion amongst the group to take guns with them. He testified that he borrowed his mother's black Cadillac. They all placed various items in the trunk, including 2 of their phones. He said he was unaware that Tyler had brought a gun.
How did you not know that?
I mean, they asked me, like, oh, are you taking your gun? I was like, nah, I don't got my gun. So I just assumed after that, they know, like, we on the same page. Like,
what about as you guys are driving over to the defendant's house? Is there any discussion about the fact that Tyler has his gun with him?
It wasn't even a conversation in the car at that point. It was literally just music playing, just us on the way there.
What about Sebastian? Does Sebastian own a gun?
No.
How do you know he did not own a gun?
Because I know him very well. Never, ever seen him with a gun. And he didn't get his concealed yet. He had just turned 21, literally 2 days ago.
2 days before the incident?
Yes.
What about Chris Lowe?
Chris Lowe didn't own a gun.
He said when Travis emerged from the home, he was already really mad, and words were exchanged before the fight broke out.
But I'm just trying to, you feel me, talk to him, figure out what's going on. But it's like I'm getting hit with just anger. So it's just like the situation, this is all happening in a matter of seconds. So you got to understand the timeline. It's just escalating from that point on to just loudness, arguing, and then eventually fighting. This is all in a matter of seconds. So
he said the next thing he remembers was being slammed to the ground and others rushing to get Travis off of him. The whole group began to throw punches before Travis's mother came out, yelling at them to stop.
And it's like, there's like a break in the fighting, I guess, and she's trying to talk to me. She's trying to show me, I guess, a video of what was going on or what had happened. And at this point, it's like, she's really trying to just calm the situation down. But it's just at this point, people are like, they're fighting. So it's just like, you can only have so much power as a person.
So his mom comes outside.
Yes.
And does she go to you?
Yes.
And when she goes to you, you said she's trying to show you a video.
Yes.
Does she have her phone or a laptop or an iPad or something?
Maybe, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something that she's trying to show me a video on.
Okay. And do you know what that video was about?
It was about what happened with him and Dominique earlier, I guess, because they have cameras. So I guess she was trying to show what happened. I'm not sure. I didn't actually look at the video because, again, already got slammed. We already fighting. Adrenaline's going.
Keyshawn said that during a break in the fight, he made his way back to the car and was attempting to drive off. Sebastian was in the passenger seat, and he assumed that both Chris and Tyler were in the back. It was at this point when the gunfire started, as he was trying to drive away. He said he didn't see any of his friends point a weapon. It wasn't until they were driving off that Chris asked where Tyler was. He hadn't made it back in the vehicle before they took off. He said they also realized that Sebastian had been shot and so they began to head to a local hospital, but the car broke down because of the gunshots it had sustained. And so Keyshawn called 911 instead. Tyler would later admit himself into the hospital. Both Keyshawn and Chris stayed with him. Keyshawn testified that any communication they had with Dominique then was just updates on how they were doing and that they had lost Sebastian. On cross, Travis's attorney, Heidi Perlette, questioned Keyshawn about his motive for going over to Travis's house.
You could have gotten in that car and drove to his house and had a chat, right?
Yes.
You didn't do that.
No.
Right. Because
Yes.
you weren't there to talk. That's what you want this jury to believe, but that's not the truth. You were there to shoot him because
No.
that's what you were instructed to do. Right?
No.
You think it's reasonable that you're telling this jury that you were going there to talk, yet you've just said you don't know why you didn't get in the car to go talk to him. You had to bring your friends to go talk, right?
Yes.
Why did you need 3 other grown men, one of whom we know definitively had a gun, the one you sold him? Why did you need to go there with your crew, with your posse, to talk?
I didn't need them, but they came with me, yes.
Because you wanted to make sure that he never stood a shot, that you guys were going to beat him, cause him great bodily harm, or kill him, just like your sister told you to do.
No.
She also asked why he parked the car so far away and left his phone in his trunk.
So why on earth would you park your vehicle the first time several blocks away from his house when there was nothing preventing you from parking at his house?
Honestly, if I'm being transparent, I didn't really want to give off any sort of aggression towards him. And again, this is not something I do often. So in this instance, you know that it looks wrong to do that. But at the time, it's like, I don't go talk to people. I don't know that it's going to look like this. In hindsight, after the fact, we don't get shot at. This doesn't happen. It doesn't look wrong. So in this instance, I didn't know at that point in time that it would even come to this. So
You parked far away at night so that you could sneak up on him, and that's exactly why you parked the car that far away.
No.
You parked, you all got out of the vehicle, you put your cell phone in the trunk, correct?
Yes.
And you did that because you knew there was going to be a brawl or a shootout, and
No.
you didn't want your phone to get damaged, right?
No.
Why would you leave your cell phone in the trunk?
Honestly, at this point, in my head, worst case scenario, maybe a fight, but I don't know.
She asked him if he had any idea how Travis's windshield of his car got smashed as it was sitting in the driveway that night. He said no.
Did your sister do it?
I don't know.
Did your sister go back to Mr. Rudolph's house after you guys made a plan to go there?
No.
You sure about that?
That's not something she would do.
I'm asking you, not whether she would or would not. I'm asking if she did.
If he knows, overruled, you know.
I don't know.
She asked him about his communications with Dominique that night and why it seemed like she was tracking him and asking where he was at.
Why would your sister be following your every movements and keeping track if you just went over to go talk to him?
Because she knows my intentions, but she's not aware of Travis's intentions.
She's tracking you.
Exactly.
She wants to know what you're doing because she knows you're going over there with a gun, and she's so angry at this guy. She wants him dead because that's what she told you to do.
No.
She's tracking you to see if that's what was done.
No.
He was also asked if it was true that it wasn't until Sebastian and Tyler had gotten back into the vehicle and pointed guns at Travis through the window that Travis began shooting. Keyshawn denied that. The next person to take the stand was Travis's ex-girlfriend, Dominique Jones. She explained that at the time of the shooting, she was 23, working as a real estate agent. Keyshawn was 2 years younger than her and was a college student. She told the jury that her relationship with Travis began in March 2020 and that they hung out all the time, especially during the beginning of COVID. She said near October 2020, they talked about moving the relationship in a more serious direction. It was her belief that they were only dating each other. In early 2021, Dominique had cosmetic surgery, and Travis helped her recover. Although they weren't seeing each other as frequently around this time, with Travis rehabbing his knee in Miami, she still considered them to be together. She said that at that time, in April of 2021, she was annoyed that Travis had been in Miami every weekend and that they hadn't been able to see each other. They made plans to meet up on April 6th to go see a movie. Their reunion started off on a happy note, but she said she couldn't shake the feeling that Travis may have cheated on her. She admitted to going through his phone and finding proof that he had been talking with other women. At that point, she said she went to get her stuff to leave. She testified that Travis tried to stop her, and she threatened to hit him with the football trophy. He eventually allowed her to walk out. She said she never actually hit him. That's when she said the name-calling began.
All right, so I know it's been some time since this happened, but as much as you can recall, what was being said by Mr. Rudolph? I know it's embarrassing, but
No, just disrespectful things. It's just disrespectful. That's it. I'm just going to leave it at that. He just said disrespectful things to me, got in my face, calling me the B word, and just being disrespectful. More of the story.
So when you say disrespectful, was he comparing you to other women?
It could be that, yes.
Could it be that or not? The jury just sort of needs to know what's happening, right?
Comparing me to other women, trying to lower my self-esteem because I just had surgery, and
it was cosmetic, right? This wasn't like heart surgery.
It was cosmetic, yes. It was cosmetic surgery.
And so he was picking on that fact that you had done cosmetic surgery?
Correct.
Okay. And you said he was calling you the B word. I assume the B word.
Calling me a bitch, telling me get the fuck out. Your Honor, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse or not.
If that's what he said, then yes.
Okay, calling me a bitch, get the fuck out my house. I don't fucking like you anyway. Just back to back to back to back to back. And at this point, I'm walking out, going to the door, leaving. I'm saying things too. I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't say anything back. I'm saying stuff back to him too. But the initial start of the whole argument was him.
She said she didn't get angry until the argument became physical. She said Travis manhandled her. She admitted to breaking his cell phone and possibly throwing a brick in the front yard, but she couldn't recall how she used the brick. She eventually left, returning home to her house that she shared with her mom and brother about 30 minutes away. She testified that she had sent the text message advising her brother to shoot his shit up, but on the witness stand, she said she wasn't being serious.
Okay, so sometimes you get very upset, and sometimes you say things that you really genuinely don't mean. And if I can go back in time and not say that, 100%, 1,000,000%, I would. Because just like I love my brother, I love Travis as well at the time. And I would never want to see nothing bad happen to neither one of them. So it was a horrible, 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 horrible choice of words that I should have never said. And I take full accountability and full responsibility. If the situation never happened, the words would have never meant anything. But since it did, it's like a stigma on me, kind of, because I said those words. But my adrenaline was just rushing because of the incident that just occurred. And I did make a wrong choice of words, and I can stand up and I can say I do feel guilty about that, and I was incorrect about that.
She said she arrived home to her brother, who opined that maybe the fight had been blown out of proportion. She said she knew he wasn't planning on shooting anyone because he had left the gun there before he left the house.
And you knew your brother had a license to carry a firearm?
Yes.
And you said that he did not bring his gun. How did you know that?
Because he literally, when I got there, he's like, you and Travis are tripping. Y'all are doing too much. You know how relationships are. People can see out better than you can see in, if that makes sense.
Huh?
you get heated in a relationship and you do things in a relationship, but other people might look at it and be like, you guys are just overly reacting or you guys are overly tripping. So when I got there, his response to me was just like, you guys are tripping. Like, it's not this serious. Like, I'm about to just go over there and like holler at him because he felt like he had that relationship with him. So his gun was on his chest drawer, which I've stated several times, and I've seen it before he left the house.
Did your brother have any other firearms to your knowledge?
No.
She was asked about checking up on her brother later that night.
Did you check on your brother throughout the night to see what had happened between him and Travis, if he actually talked to him?
When I started calling, nobody was answering. So I'm on the phone, like, with one of my good friends, and I'm just like, they probably went to go see some girls or something. I'm never thinking in my brain at this moment in time that anything like this will happen because, like I said, I'm in a relationship with this person. I love this person. I would never do anything like this to his family. So I'm just personally thinking like, okay, they probably talked and it's squashed out because it's hours after at this point.
She told the jury that after the shooting, she did delete her text messages to Keyshawn and Tyler.
So once I realized Travis actually shot at them, I deleted the message where I said shoot his shit up because now it looks ridiculous that this actually happened. And then I said that message.
And were you upfront with the fact that you had deleted messages when asked?
Yeah, I told her.
You told the detective on the case?
Yeah.
She said later, in the early morning of April 7th, she received a string of text messages from Travis's brother Daryl, talking about how Keyshawn had showed up at their house and jumped Travis. She said at that point she was unaware of the shooting and thought Daryl was simply referring to a physical altercation. It wasn't until she heard that Tyler was in the hospital that she knew what had happened. She was asked about her marriage as well during her testimony. She said that although Travis wasn't aware of the actual marriage, he was aware of the relationship, and she claimed they were separated at the time. She told the jury that she told Travis everything about the relationship, but hadn't disclosed that she was married because he never asked. Dominique was also asked about her search history from the morning of April 7th, where she looked up various legal questions as well as the stand your ground law. She explained that she had never been in a situation like this before and wanted to know what she had to do next. 23-year-old Chris Lowe testified that he was incredibly close with Keyshawn. They had been friends since middle school. He considered Keyshawn, Tyler, and Sebastian brothers. At the time of the shooting, he was working for DoorDash. He said that at 11 o'clock that night, he got a call from Tyler, who told him that Travis had put his hands on Dominique. He testified that he never saw anyone with a gun that night, aside from Travis. He said they had gone to Travis's house to have a simple conversation, but that it was Travis who came out with a confrontational attitude. He recalled that after some words were exchanged, Travis body slammed Keyshawn out of nowhere.
Are you talking about picking up off the floor, like all the way up, or describe for us so we understand?
I would say it was more like a scoop. He grabbed his legs and then kind of.
As the fist fight is happening on the ground, describe what kind of fist fight. Is it the kind where blood is now being drawn, or describe it for us?
No, I mean, it was two people fighting one person. So I would say me and Sebastian was fighting his brother, and Tyler and Keyshawn was fighting Travis. But it wasn't a bloody fight or people going home with black eyes. Like, it wasn't that bad.
He said that every time the fight would die down, Travis would instigate it again. He testified that eventually he was over it and decided to go back to the car with Keyshawn. He said they assumed the other guys would follow. He said when they got in the car and started to drive away, that's when the shooting began. It was nonstop. He recalled Sebastian saying that he had been hit. On cross, he was asked if the guys had only called 911 after their car broke down.
And you're telling us definitively, 100%, that there's no way the first time 911 was called was after the car was inoperable at this gas station or Bandit's gas station?
Definitively, I don't think so, but I don't No, I don't think so. We made the phone call in the car while we were driving down the street.
And that would be the prudent thing to do, right? If you could. That would be smart.
That was the right thing to do.
Sure.
That's what we did.
All right. And when you get out of the car before the police show up, there was no police there, right? Right away?
It depends on what you mean by right away.
Oh, within 30 seconds or a minute. Did you see any police officers? 2 minutes?
Within a minute or two, I did.
All right, so you had at least a minute or two before you saw any police cars, right?
That's correct.
You saw them driving around. They didn't even know where you guys were. It took a while before somebody found you, right?
I didn't say I seen any police officers driving around.
You didn't see cars, tons of police cars going past you, trying to figure out where y'all were?
Nope.
Okay. And the reason you didn't see all these police cars is because you were trying to hide the weapons you brought to Mr. Rudolph's home. Isn't that true, sir?
That is so far from the truth. It's loud.
So you disagree with that?
I completely disagree.
He said the police never asked him for his phone or checked it. He was shown blown-up photos from the cameras at Travis's house that night. He denied that there was a gun in his pocket. He said the bulge was his phone. Ruben Estes was a former neighbor of the Rudolphs. He told the jury that in the early morning hours of April 7th, 2021, he was awoken by the sound of what he described as a ruckus. He said he looked outside and saw a multitude of people fighting near the front of his house. He was never able to see if anybody had a gun from where he was. He testified that he grabbed his own gun for protection, but stayed inside, watching the fight unfold. As he was getting his gun, he heard a rain of gunshots.
Did you stay at your door the entire time until the gunshots stopped?
Pretty much.
So while you're standing at your door and the gunshots appear to you to have stopped, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see?
I seen Travis walking back to his house.
And what was his appearance, if you recall?
He was just walking back to his house.
Right.
And he had what seemed to be like a AR-type gun in his right hand.
He eventually called the police to report the shooting. He said as a neighbor, he often heard Travis and Dominique arguing a lot, which he described as annoying. He said often when the couple would argue, Travis's brother Daryl would try to step in to break things up. Marlon Osborne, a medical examiner, testified that Sebastian had been shot 10 times. Most of the wounds weren't fatal, except for one, which punctured his lung and severed his spinal cord. Crime scene investigator Julianne Brandt testified that she arrived at the scene where Sebastian had died at around 1 a.m. She said that although she searched the area, she didn't check nearby rooftops for discarded weapons. Tyler Robinson, now 21, also took the stand. He testified that he now worked a security job while going to school. He had met Keyshawn in 8th grade, and the two became fast friends. At one point, he also lived with Dominique, who was like a sister to him in high school. Sebastian had been a longtime friend as well. Tyler testified that when he heard about the fight between Dominique and Travis, he was both upset and confused. She called him around 10 o'clock that night.
You said upset and confused. I'll take them one at a time. What was upsetting?
Upsetting, just what she was telling me and how upset she was. When someone you care about is that emotional, regardless of what the situation is, it's going to make you upset also for someone you truly care about.
So you also said confusion. Explain that for us.
Just confused because I was under the impression that this was I don't know the relationship well enough to call it a healthy relationship, but a normal functioning relationship. So when someone calls you that upset, telling you that something like this has happened, it's obviously a bit confusing at first.
He said after he heard from Dominique, he then called both Keyshawn and Chris. He said that he got the text message from Dominique to go shoot his shit up, but he didn't take it seriously. He told the jury that Keyshawn did also text that Travis was a dead man walking, but he didn't take that seriously either.
Just Keyshawn trying to be a man, I guess you could say. His sister's clearly emotional. He wants to respond in a way to let his sister know that I am your brother and I'm going to protect you, not necessarily in a literal sense.
Tyler told the jury that he was scared to go to Travis's house and that he decided to bring his gun for protection. He said he had never been in this situation before and didn't know who would be at Travis's house and if they were waiting for them. He said he didn't tell the others that he was bringing it.
So you went over there to shoot up the house?
No, ma'am.
What'd you go over there for?
Initially, we went over there just to speak to Travis.
What did you think could be achieved by speaking to Travis?
We're probably going to end up fighting.
He testified that although he had his gun on him, he never fired it that night. He was asked why he took his shirt off.
We're going to his house late at night to talk to him. They were just previously fighting, him and Dominique, in some manner. So this, quite honestly, probably isn't going to be a friendly interaction. So I did have my shirt off.
He told the jury that when Travis came out of his house, he ran towards Keyshawn and attempted to slam him to the ground. And that's when the fight ensued. Tyler said he became concerned when Travis went back into the house. He said he saw Travis trying to rack his rifle as Keyshawn and Chris were running back to the car. He said he too attempted to get back to the car as the gunshots began to sound off. He recalled feeling a bullet hit him in his hip area.
So I feel the car moving. And I guess we turned around to leave, but then we just stopped. Or it seemed like we just stopped. It seemed like the car stopped moving. So I feel myself get shot in my back.
Is this the second shot?
Yeah, it is. I got after I felt another shot in my back. I kind of was, and the car wasn't moving, so I'm under the assumption that if I'm getting shot, or so I believe I am, and that's what I feel, my brothers are probably getting shot too. So I'm thinking everyone in the car probably died because we're not moving and no one's talking. So I just assumed everyone was dead.
He said he got out, not wanting to die in the car. The car then started again, and the group took off, unknowingly leaving him behind. He said he began running through the neighborhood, trying to get to safety.
Mr. Robinson, I know emotionally you're probably going through a lot right here. Are you pulling your firearm? Do you pull your firearm at any point during what you just described?
No, ma'am. I kind of forgot I had my gun in my pocket.
On cross, he was asked if he saw Dominique after the incident, and he said yes. He was asked if he saw any bruises on her from her alleged confrontation with Travis, and he said no. He was asked about his behavior after the police came and what he told them.
Isn't it true you did not tell the police you threw your gun by a fence before the police found you?
Isn't it true that I did not tell the police? Correct, sir. That isn't true because I was focused on that I had been shot and I was scared that I wouldn't live. So.
Okay. Would you be surprised the paramedics said you had all your faculties about you and you were sitting up talking properly?
I was trying to maintain my composure and breathe and stay alive. So.
All right. So did you tell the police or not? I'm not sure what your answer is. Did you tell them you threw a gun there?
Wait, I already answered that question, sir.
Yes or no?
I already answered that question.
All right, just say it again, please. Yes or no?
No, sir. I did not tell the police because I was focused on my own gunshot wounds.
He insisted that he wasn't trying to hide his gun from the police or the fact that he had had one on him that night.
One question, you were hoping nobody would find your gun, right? The police wouldn't find your gun. That was what you wanted.
No, sir, that's not what I wanted.
Then why didn't you tell them when they first came to you or at the hospital? Why didn't you say I had a gun? You guys better find it. Why didn't you tell them that?
My mind was all over the place. I got shot multiple times.
And you got released the very next day, right?
That's because I was given the option to either recover at the hospital or recover at home. So I chose to recover at home just because I felt more comfortable doing that.
All right. So you disagree that you didn't want anyone to find your gun in law enforcement. You disagree with that statement?
No, I would disagree with that statement, sir.
Travis's attorney asked if he was ever arrested for carrying a firearm in his pocket on the night of the shooting, since he didn't have a concealed carry license. He said no.
You went there to kill Mr. Rudolph, didn't you?
No, sir. I never intended to kill Travis or showed any intent that I was going to kill him.
Pointing a gun at somebody, that's not an intent to kill somebody?
Never pointed my gun at Travis.
What's taking your shirt off at midnight before he even comes out or his brother comes out of the house? That shows an intent to beat someone or shoot somebody, doesn't it, sir?
Intent to fight, I wouldn't say so, but actually, honestly, yes, I would say so. Yes, having your shirt off would probably show an intent to incite a fight or
what?
Or have a physical altercation of sorts.
Or it could lead to somebody getting severely beaten up or killed, right?
I don't necessarily think having your shirt on or off would particularly affect that situation.
The defense called Dr. John Maricini, a forensic pathologist. He testified that the way Sebastian's body was positioned in the car after he died suggested that he could have been holding a gun in his hands, although an additional gun was never found.
Do you have an opinion based on all your training and experience if the decedent's hand in the right hand in this photograph is consistent with holding a firearm prior to death or after death as well?
It's consistent with the embrace of a firearm.
On cross by the prosecutor, he was asked how much he got paid by the defense.
As you sit here right now, what's the total amount of money you've received to be here right now, including everything you consulted on and you sitting up in that chair right now?
I'm going to estimate it would be approximately $10,000.
He said he had worked approximately 12 hours on this case. He was asked if the hand positioning would also be consistent with someone holding the door handle and then letting go because he had been shot. He said no. He also said, "Is it possible there's nothing in his hand and his hand just looked like that? Sure." Daryl Rudolph testified in defense of his brother. He told the jury that their dad was shot and killed in an accidental shooting in 2017 at the age of 55. As a result, he said their mom took security and safety very seriously and had cameras installed all around the house. He said their dad's death affected all of them, his mom, his brother Travis, and their sister. He told the jury that on the night of April 6th, he witnessed his brother and Dominique get into an argument and a physical altercation over allegations of cheating. He said at one point he witnessed Dominique hitting Travis over the head with a Patron bottle and smashing his PlayStation console. He testified that the entire time Travis never hit her and that they were both trying to get her to leave. He said during their argument, Dominique threatened Travis numerous times.
So at that point, when we got the brick out of Dominique's hand, she started hitting Travis, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get my brothers to come fuck you up." And she was saying like, "Oh, Travis, like you fuck with the wrong girl. You shouldn't have slammed me," which you didn't slam her. And then she takes a Patron bottle. Now I'm actually being hit as she's trying to hit Travis.
Why are you being hit?
Because I'm like between the both of them trying to get both of them like to go their separate ways.
All right. Did you tell your brother to stop, get away from her?
Yeah, y'all told me. I actually told both of them, "Hey, listen, y'all need to just go on and just stop arguing, just go and leave Dominique, just go ahead and go home, and Travis just go inside."
He said she was hitting Travis like she was trying to hurt him. He told the court that when the group of 4 men later arrived around midnight, they demanded to see Travis. He said Travis came outside and Keyshawn began cussing him out while Travis was trying to calm him down.
Nervous at this point?
Yes, sir.
You feel you could leave and go in the house?
No, sir.
What happens after that?
So after that, like I said, when Travis was trying to calm Keyshawn down, this other guy, I know his name now, Tyler Robinson, he comes out of nowhere and he sucker punches my brother on the side of his eye.
How hard did he punch him?
Like very hard, like he was trying to knock his eyes out.
And what happened after he sucker punches your brother?
Then soon after he gets through sucker punching my brother, next thing you know, Tyler and Travis, they goes off to the side. And then next thing you know, the guys that came with Tyler and Keyshawn, all of them at the same time start jumping Travis.
He said they were trying to kill Travis.
And the whole time I'm trying to defuse the situation between, Travis and Dominique, but now I'm being officially assaulted. Like they didn't care. They came over to kill.
He said as the fight moved to the side of the house, Tyler pulled a gun.
So I'm literally on the ground being pounded and fiercely assaulted by these strange guys that I don't even know. And I see this firearm from Tyler. And if he's watching this, he knows that he did it. I see this firearm from Tyler Robinson. He points his gun at my head saying, like you gonna die today. You gonna die today.
He said he believed he was going to die. At one point, the fighting stopped and he saw the men run off to the car and Travis running towards him. He could see that Travis had a gun.
All right, as he was running towards you, did you see him shooting the gun?
No, sir.
Hear the gun go off?
No, sir.
You hear him saying anything? I'm going to shoot these guys.
No, sir.
So when was it almost at the same time they got off you, at the same time your brother got to you?
Yes, sir.
He said as soon as the guys got to the car, he then saw 2 firearms pointed at him and Travis.
Explain that to us. Where did you see this?
I saw this. I saw the Sebastian. He was in the passenger seat, and then I saw Tyler Robinson. He was on the he was like by the back passenger's door with the 2 firearms pointing at me and my brother.
He said he was stuck in such a state of thinking that it was going to be his last moments on Earth that he couldn't tell how many gunshots Travis then fired. Travis Rudolph also took the stand in his own defense. He explained that at the time of the shooting, he was traveling back and forth from his house in West Palm Beach to Miami to rehab his knee. He described the routine as a full-time job. He said he had a lot of love for Dominique, but wanted to take things slow. He said they were never officially boyfriend and girlfriend. But he said their relationship took a nosedive after Valentine's Day 2021, when she told him that he hadn't done enough for their special night. He said he put more focus on getting back into football than his relationship because he wanted to work on himself. He also said he was shocked to learn after the shooting that Dominique was married. He told the jury that he began buying a few guns for protection after his dad died in 2017. All of his guns were legally owned. According to Travis's version of his fight with Dominique, she went through his phone and accused him of cheating. When he asked to do the same thing to her phone, she blew up. He said she had found text messages between him and another girl, and then FaceTimed the other girl and forced Travis to talk to her. Travis said he had a normal conversation with the girl and then hung up, but that didn't help Dominique's anger. He told the jury that although she began getting physical, he refused to hit her. He said she broke his phone, hit him with a trophy, and then broke his PlayStation. He said he remembered that both he and his brother repeatedly asked her to leave.
Before Dominique left, did she ever make any threats to you and allow it?
Yes, she pretty much was saying, I'm going to have my brother them to come over here and fuck you up and kill you. Like, that was just the gist of what she was saying.
She ever talked like that before?
No.
F you up and kill you?
No, she never talked like that before.
Oh, but this night, before she left, she said that?
Yes.
How many times, do you remember?
Numerous times.
Did you take it serious?
No, not at all.
He said after Dominique left, she called his sister and his mom, telling them the same thing, that Keyshawn was going to come over. He said his sister then gave him a heads up, but he said he still didn't see it as an actual threat.
It's kind of the same theme. She's talking to your sister and what she threatened you about.
Right.
No one really took it that serious.
No, because I remember specifically, I was like, Mom, she ain't gonna do that. Like, she's just bluffing. Like, she's just emotional about the whole situation that took place.
A few hours later, he was asleep when he heard banging on his front door. His brother Daryl opened the door first, and Travis said he grabbed his gun and headed towards the front of the house. He said he set his gun on the couch and then went outside. He could hear the guys asking for him. He said as soon as he stepped outside, he was punched in the left eye by Tyler, and then all of them started hitting him. The fight seemed to go on for a long time, and he said he didn't feel like he could ever get an upper hand.
Did you see any weapons at this point, any guns?
No, not at this point.
The fight that was going on, was it one-on-one?
No.
Tell us about that.
It was a bunch of back and forth. Sometimes it'd be 2-on-1. Sometimes it's 3-on-1, 4-on-1. You know what I'm saying? Between me and my brother.
How were they fighting with you?
They was like trying to hurt us really bad, like trying to kill us. I took it as they was trying to kill us. They kicking us, punching us. I got choked one time, everything.
Okay. And were they saying anything to you during this battle?
Yes, they said, we on demon time. Y'all gonna die today.
And what would that mean to you, demon time? You know about that?
Like, they basically, like, they don't, excuse my language, jurors, but they basically saying that I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm coming to handle my business.
Is that a new term, demon time?
Yes.
He said at one point they cornered him and Tyler pulled out a gun.
During that time, it was just me, Tyler, and Sebastian, and they were kind of trying to like angle me in. And when they was trying to angle me in, Sebastian was saying, "You fuck with the wrong girl, you finna die today." And then simultaneously when he was saying that, I seen Tyler, he pulled out a firearm from his right pocket.
And where did he point it at?
I didn't give him a chance to point it at me. When I seen him pull out his firearm, that's when I went inside to grab my firearm.
Immediately?
Yes.
Ran in?
Yes.
When he came back outside, he said he saw Tyler running back to their car. He also saw two people fighting his brother, and he feared for his brother's life. He ran towards them, and they fled to the car. He said he didn't shoot at that point because none of them were a threat then. That was until the car began careening towards him, and he could see two guns pointed at him and his brother.
Did you clearly see a gun pointed at you?
Most definitely, yours. Yes.
Where was your brother at that point?
He was to the right of me, and I believe he was behind me, though.
How much behind you do you think?
I would say probably 5 yards, maybe.
Were you focused on your brother?
No, I wasn't focusing on my brother. I was focusing on our lives, though. Most definitely.
Did you start shooting before you saw Tyler with a gun?
No.
Did you see anyone else with a gun?
Yes. Sebastian.
And where was his gun?
It was pointing through the front windshield.
And where was it pointed at?
It was pointing in me and my brother's direction.
Did you give him a chance to shoot you?
No.
You know if either one of them took a shot off?
No, I don't know. Not to my knowledge.
Why did you shoot first?
Because, I mean, if I wait for them to shoot, that's the matter of seconds, and it could be me and my brother's life just gone like that.
He said he started shooting and kept shooting until he felt there was no longer a threat. He told the jury that he didn't realize anyone had been shot until his sister was pulled over by police as she tried to turn down his street later that morning. Officers stopped her and told her they were investigating a murder. He said it wasn't long before they came to arrest him.
We found out you got charged with first-degree murder and 3 attempted first-degree murders?
Correct.
Are you guilty?
No, I'm not guilty.
You're not guilty?
I pled not guilty, yes.
From day one?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because I saved me and my brother's life. I had every right to do what I did. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't do that, me and my brother wouldn't be here to testify today.
After 9 days of testimony, closing arguments began. Prosecutor Richard Clausey argued that Travis shot the men despite there being no evidence that any guns were pointed back at him. He said they were in the process of fleeing the scene when Travis shot almost 40 times. He also pointed out that no one in the Rudolph family called 911 after the shooting, and they all refused to speak with detectives, while Keyshawn Jones spoke with police soon after the incident. The defense's closing arguments were given by attorney Mark Scheiner. He compared the shooting to an episode of The Sopranos and referred to Dominique as a mob daughter who sent her friends and brother to whack Travis. He bashed the lead investigator for not looking hard enough for the gun that Sebastian aimed at him. He even blamed Dominique for Sebastian's death. It took the jury less than 4 hours to make their decision. Travis Rudolph was not guilty of 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder. The reaction in the courtroom was mixed, with half the room celebrating the not guilty verdicts and the other half leaving the courtroom abruptly. A spokesperson for the state attorney's office, Mark Freeman, told the Palm Beach Post that although they did not agree, they respect the jury's decision. Travis and his family were elated. "It means everything. I finally got my freedom back. I can get back to my life," Travis said. One unexpected attendee in the courtroom was none other than Bo Paskey, the same kid that Travis had stopped to have lunch with 7 years prior. Both Bo and his mother had made the road trip to show Travis support during the trial. "I'm just here for Travis's support," Bo said. They shared a hug outside the courtroom. Travis told reporters that it meant a lot to him. He also expressed his appreciation for the jury and said that he hopes that in time he can be back out on the football field. Travis and his attorney spoke to Law and Crime after the verdict.
To family, is my condolences, but for every action, there's a reaction. And just like my lawyer said yesterday in one of the interviews, that you got to take responsibility for your actions. And I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the loss. To this day, I pray on the family. I pray on Sebastian. But like I said, you got to take responsibility.
And that's all for this episode. As always, I'd love to know what you think about this case. Let me know by finding me on Twitter at CourtJunkiePod, on Instagram at CourtJunkie, or you can always email me at podcast@CourtJunkie.com. This episode was researched and written by Law and Crime staff. Thanks again for listening. Until next time.